Arizona say the DNA submitted for FBI testing in the search for Nancy Guthrie has not been seen all month.
They were captured on a live microphone that was never supposed to be on. And the man who said them? A senior federal agent who just broke his silence.
Top story this evening in the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Department says the suspect's clothes may have been purchased from Walmart, but they're not exclusively available at that store.
He didn't say her name.
Who hosts her own podcast called Drop Dead Serious.
Within minutes,
is
social media exploded.
On this case like
Screenshots flooded X.
And
TikTok detectives went live. One hashtag dominated everything. Hashtag primetime cover-up. Because the timeline doesn't lie. 3 days before a high-profile investigation was abruptly shut down, a mysterious $3.2 million transfer moved through an offshore account tied to a media executive. That same night, the nation's most trusted news anchor went on air, calm, composed, and declared the case resolved. Resolved? Or silenced? And then came the final sentence that froze everyone watching. They told me if I ever talked, I wouldn't make it to the next hearing. So here's the question. If this is a lie, why is everyone panicking? And if it's true, what else have we been watching that wasn't real? This isn't just a scandal. It's a detonator. And it just went off. For years, she was untouchable. The face of truth. The calm voice in chaos. The woman who looked straight into the camera and made millions believe everything was under control. Prime time belonged to her. Politicians feared her questions. Celebrities respected her platform. Viewers trusted her more than they trusted their own news feeds. But behind the polished studio lights, behind the perfectly timed pauses and carefully controlled expressions, there were whispers. Small at first, a producer who suddenly resigned without explanation, a segment that was pulled minutes before airing, a high-profile investigation that mysteriously vanished from headlines overnight. At the time, no one connected the dots, because no one wanted to. You don't question the person who delivers the truth every night. You don't suspect the one who built her career exposing corruption. That would feel impossible. But insiders say the cracks started years ago. According to a former network staffer who requested anonymity, there were certain topics that were off limits. Stories that would arrive in the newsroom, fully verified, ready to go, and then disappear after one closed-door meeting. Orders from above, they were told. Above who? That's when things get uncomfortable. Because this anchor didn't just read the news. She shaped it. Behind the scenes, she had executive influence. She sat in meetings where editorial decisions were made. She had direct contact with powerful figures. Corporate heads, political advisors, even federal officials. That level of access doesn't come without leverage. Then came the case that changed everything. A high-profile federal investigation involving financial misconduct and alleged evidence tampering. It was explosive. It had documents, witnesses, recorded testimony. For weeks, her network teased it as the biggest story of the year. Then suddenly, silence. No primetime special that Anno investigated deep dive, that Anno follow-up questions. Just a short, controlled segment announcing the case had been resolved due to insufficient evidence. Insufficient? Sources inside the federal building say the evidence file was thicker than a phone book. And here's where the timeline gets disturbing. The same week the case was quietly shut down, internal memos show an unusual spike in communication between network executives and a federal liaison office. Calls after midnight. Private calendar entries, labeled consultation. A dinner meeting that never appeared on official schedules. Coincidence? Maybe. But former colleagues now say that was a moment the tone changed. She looked nervous, one cameraman recalled. Not on air. She was flawless on air. But during breaks, she kept asking if everything was secure. Secure from what? And then there was the money. 3 months after the investigation disappeared, financial disclosures revealed a new investment entity tied indirectly to a media holding group. It wasn't illegal. It wasn't even unusual. But it was quiet. Too quiet. And when online watchdog forums started asking questions, the posts were flagged, buried, and removed almost instantly. Almost like someone was watching. Still, nothing concrete surfaced. No smoking gun. No confession. Until now. Because when that federal agent leaned forward in that dim interview and said, "We were paid to bury it," he wasn't just talking about one case. He was talking about a system. And suddenly, old clips are being re-examined. Viewers are replaying that night's broadcast, analyzing her body language frame by frame. Why did she blink so rapidly when announcing the closure? Why did she avoid direct eye contact with the main camera? Why did her voice drop slightly on the word resolved? Are we overanalyzing? Or are we finally seeing what was always there? Industry veterans are divided. Some defend her fiercely, calling the accusations reckless and dangerous. Others are staying very, very quiet. And silence, in moments like this, is loud. What makes this explosion feel inevitable is the pattern, the unexplained resignations, the vanished segments, the sudden editorial shifts, the late-night meetings, the case that should have dominated headlines but didn't. It's like pieces of a puzzle scattered over years, and now someone has dumped them all onto the table at once. But here's the most chilling part. Sources claim this isn't the first time a federal agent questioned internal pressure related to media coordination. It's just the first time someone dared to say it out loud. And if one agent was pressured, how many others stayed silent? Was she protecting someone? Was she protecting herself? Or was she just a pawn in something far bigger than a primetime slot? Right now, the network is refusing to comment. The federal office has issued a single-line statement calling the claims unsubstantiated. But behind closed doors, emergency meetings are reportedly happening. Because when trust is your currency, even a rumor can bankrupt you. And the man who spoke, he's not retracting anything. In fact, according to insiders, he's preparing to release more documents, more recordings, more names. If that's true, this isn't a media storm. It's a countdown. And the question isn't whether something happened. The question is, how deep does it go? The confrontation didn't happen in a courtroom. It didn't happen on live television. It happened in a parking garage. 11:42 p.m. Concrete walls, flickering fluorescent light, a black SUV idling in the corner, and two people who were never supposed to be seen together. According to a leaked security report circulating online, the federal agent who just went public was captured on surveillance footage meeting a senior executive from the same network that employs the primetime anchor at the center of this storm. Not once, 3 times. Same location, same late hour. No official record of the meetings. When the screenshots hit social media,
Kidnappings are supposed
everything
to be fast.
escalated. Explain this. Why were they meeting in secret? Damage control? But here's where it gets explosive. An anonymous source dropped a partial audio clip just 24 hours after the footage surfaced. The quality is rough. Car engines in the background. Wind interference. But the voices? Clear enough. Male voice. You said this was contained. Second voice. It was until she started asking questions. Male voice. She agreed the arrangement. Second voice. People panic when the stakes get real. She agreed. Arrangement. The internet detonated. Was this proof of coordination? Was the agent confronting the network? Or was he part of the entire time? Because remember, he didn't come forward immediately. He waited for years. Why now? And then came the moment that changed everything. During a surprise live segment on an independent streaming channel, the agent appeared again. No dim lighting this time. No whispering. He looked angry, betrayed. They're trying to make it look like I was part of it, he said, staring straight into the camera. I met them because they panicked. They thought I had copies. Copies of what? That's when he reached off screen and held up a red folder. The room went silent. This, he said slowly, is the file that was never supposed to leave federal custody. He didn't open it. He didn't need to. He flipped it just enough for viewers to see a stamp label. Confidential Media Liaison Protocol revised. Revised? Since when does the federal government have a media liaison protocol tied to active investigations? And why would a primetime anchor's executive team be meeting privately with an agent connected to a closed case? The network responded within the hour, calling the footage misleading and the document mischaracterized. But they didn't deny the meetings. That silence was louder than any statement. Then the first devastating reveal dropped. Financial analysts online uncovered something buried deep in corporate filings. A consultancy contract signed months before the investigation was closed. The consulting firm? Recently established. Minimal public footprint. But one of the registered board advisors listed under a shell subsidiary, a former federal communications strategist who once worked directly under the same division as the whistleblowing agent. That connection lit the fuse. Was this a coordinated effort to manage narratives? To soften coverage? To redirect public attention? Or something darker? Then, just as the debate reached a fever pitch, a former junior producer posted a cryptic message before deleting it minutes later. You don't cancel a segment that big without pressure. And the pressure didn't come from advertisers. Screenshots spread before it vanished. Pressure from who? Inside sources now claim there was an emergency editorial meeting the morning the case was killed. Raised voices. Legal counsel present. Phones placed in a lockbox outside the room. One staffer allegedly asked, "Are we protecting someone?" No answer. Just a directive. We're moving on. But the most chilling twist? The agent ended his live stream with a sentence that shifted the entire narrative. This was never about money, he said. The money was just insurance. Insurance for what? He paused. For silence if something went wrong. Something went wrong. That implies a plan. And if there was a plan, who designed it? Because up until now, the story was about a possible cover-up. Now, it's about coordination. It's about influence. It's about whether the most trusted face in media was merely pressured or actively involved. And just when viewers thought they understood the sides, whistleblower versus network, a final shock hit. An internal source leaked that the primetime anchor has retained a private crisis management firm known for handling high-profile federal controversies, not celebrity scandals. Federal controversies. Why would she need that level of defense unless she knew this wasn't going away? The confrontation in the parking garage wasn't an explosion. It was a warning shot. Because if that red folder ever opens publicly, this stops being a media scandal and becomes a national one. And the agent just hinted he's ready to open it. The question is she ready for what's inside? The red folder wasn't opened. But it didn't have to be, because 48 hours after that live stream, something even bigger happened. The anchor didn't deny the allegations. She went on air, live, no teleprompter, no co-host, just her, a single camera and millions watching. Her voice was steady, almost too steady. "I have nothing to hide," she said. But viewers noticed something strange. She never mentioned the agent's name. She never addressed the parking garage footage. She never explained the offshore transfers. Instead, she pivoted. "This is an attack on journalism," she continued. "And I will not be intimidated." Intimidated? By who? That word choice alone sent social media into meltdown. Because intimidation suggests fear, and fear suggests exposure. Within minutes, body language experts flooded YouTube analyzing her blinking rate, her jaw tension, the way her hand tightened around her desk pen when she said the word fabricated. But here's where it turned nuclear. A second leak dropped. Not audio, not video. An internal email chain. Time-stamped the night before the investigation was closed. Subject line, finalized script. One line stood out. Ensure tone communicates resolution. Avoid suggesting ongoing review. Avoid suggesting ongoing review. Why would that instruction be necessary unless there was ongoing review? Then came the bombshell. A tech analyst online cross-reference call metadata tied to the leaked parking garage footage and discovered something chilling. During that exact meeting, a third phone was present, registered to a private legal firm specializing in federal compliance strategy. That firm's most high-profile client, a political figure connected to the original investigation. Suddenly, this wasn't about media. It wasn't about ratings. It wasn't even about money. It was about power. And the agent? He went silent. No tweets, no interviews, no statements, which made the situation worse. because silence now felt strategic. Then, late last night, a blurred screenshot began circulating. A message allegedly sent from the agent to an unnamed recipient. If they think destroying my credibility will stop what's coming, they don't understand what I already secured. Secured what? Documents? Recordings? Witness testimony? Or something else entirely? And here's the most terrifying part. A source inside the network claims executives were overheard asking one question repeatedly during an emergency board call. Does he have a raw footage? Raw footage of what? That question alone changed everything. Because if there's raw footage, that means something was edited. And if something was edited, what else have we been shown that wasn't the full story? The narrative is shifting in real time. Supporters are calling it a smear campaign. Critics are calling it a calculated exposure. But one thing is undeniable. This isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. And the red folder? According to insiders, it's not the most damaging thing he has. And if that's true, the real explosion hasn't even happened yet. At 3:08 a.m., the internet broke again. No warning. No teaser. Just a 27-second video uploaded from an anonymous account with no followers. The caption? You wanted raw footage. The clip opens in what looks like a private conference room. Dim lighting, blurred faces. But one voice is unmistakable, calm, controlled, authoritative. We need alignment before this airs. Another voice responds, tense. The agency won't confirm closure. A pause. Then the first voice again. They will. The clip cuts. No context. No date. No confirmation. But the damage? Immediate. Because viewers swear that first voice belongs to the primetime anchor. Voice comparison threads exploded. Audio engineers started breaking down pitch frequencies. One viral post claimed a 92% vocal match. The network called it AI manipulation. But here's the problem. Metadata analysts pointed out something strange. The video wasn't newly recorded. It was archived, time-stamped nearly 2 years ago, right before the investigation was declared resolved. Coincidence? Or confirmation? Then came the panic. A respected industry insider posted a now-deleted message. Lawyers are scrambling. This isn't about PR anymore. Not about PR? Then what is it about? Behind closed doors, sources say the anchor's legal team demanded immediate removal of the clip. But the request didn't go through the network. It went through a federal digital enforcement channel. Why would a media figure need federal intervention over a viral clip? That question alone poured gasoline on the fire. And then, the agent resurfaced. No dramatic lighting this time. No folder. Just a single sentence posted at 4:41 a.m. You're still looking at the surface. The surface? If that was the surface, what's underneath? Hours later, a financial watchdog account dropped another thread. This time tracing a pattern of synchronized messaging between the network and a government press office. During the week, the case disappeared. Word for word phrasing similarities. Identical talking points. Released within minutes of each other. That's not coincidence. That's coordination. Supporters are furious. They're destroying journalism. Critics are louder. This proves narrative control. But the most chilling development? An internal memo allegedly leaked from inside the network newsroom. Prepare contingency statement in the event of document release. Document release. Not if. Event. Meaning they expect something bigger is coming. And if they expect it, they know what it is. Because here's what nobody is asking yet. If this was all fake, why prepare for impact? Why mobilize legal teams? Why involve federal digital enforcement? Why fear raw footage? And the biggest question of all, what exactly was supposed to be aligned before it aired? The 27-second clip ended abruptly, but insiders say there's more, much more. And according to the anonymous account that posted it, Part 2 drops in 48 hours. If it does, this won't just be a controversy, it'll be a reckoning. And something tells me they're running out of time. Others say it's not manipulated at all. And that's where the real panic began. Because while everyone was debating whether the voice was authentic, something far more dangerous was happening behind the scenes. The anonymous account that posted the clip, it vanished. Not suspended, not banned, erased, search results scrubbed, archive links dead, even cache previews gone. That doesn't happen accidentally. Digital analysts immediately started asking the same question. Who has the authority to wipe something that clean? Within hours, a cybersecurity researcher went live and made a chilling claim. This wasn't a platform takedown. This was a coordinated back-end purge. Coordinated. That word again. Then, just as speculation peaked, a new file began circulating through encrypted forums. Not audio, not video. A document, 37 pages long, titled Strategic Response Framework, Tier 3. Buried in the document was a section labeled Media Asset Containment Protocol. Media asset, not journalist, not employee. Asset. The implications were devastating. Was the anchor considered an independent voice or part of a managed structure? And then came the paragraph that changed everything. In the event of exposure risk, activate credibility dilution pathway. Credibility dilution pathway, which means attack the source, discredit the whistleblower, shift the narrative. Sound familiar? Because within minutes of that document going viral, major commentators began questioning the agent's mental stability. Anonymous sources suggested he'd been under internal review for erratic conduct. No proof provided. Just whispers. Exactly the kind of whispers described in the document. Coincidence? Or execution of a plan? The agent broke his silence again at 2:13 a.m. One post. No explanation. Just a photo. It showed a safety deposit box.
Kidnappings are
Caption,
supposed to be fast.
They're moving faster than expected. Moving what? Evidence? Or people? And here's where it turned terrifying. A reporter from an independent outlet claimed she had scheduled an interview with the agent. 30 minutes before airtime, she posted. He just canceled. Said he wasn't safe. Wasn't safe. From who? Because if this is just a smear campaign, why fear safety? Meanwhile, the anchor has not appeared on air for 2 consecutive nights. Official reason? Personal leave. Unofficial rumors? Emergency legal containment meetings. And then, just when people thought the situation couldn't escalate further, an internal chat log leaked from inside the network newsroom. One line stood out. Do not reference Tier 3 on any internal channel. Tier 3, the same label on the strategic document, which means the document wasn't fake. It was real enough to scare them. Now the question isn't whether something happened. The question is how deep the structure goes. Because this no longer feels like one person protecting their career. This feels engineered, layered, systematic. And if Tier 3 exists, how many tiers are there? And what happens at Tier 4? Because something tells me we're about to find out.